Hello and welcome to The One Show with Alex Jones.
And Matthew Baker. It's had a long, glittering history. And at this time of year, we go mad for it.
No, it's not Cliff Richard. It's not Cliff Richard. It's tinsel.
There are just 6 days left until Christmas, but if you're anything like me, there are quite a few things left on your festive to-do list, not least decorating your home with a little bit of seasonal bling.
From the Nordic style to 50s retro and winter wonderland.
No scheme is complete without this stuff. I'm going to be taking you inside the secret world of tinsel, revealing everything you ever wanted to know about this glittering industry, but hadn't thought to ask.
Let's start at the beginning. Tinsel has been around since the 17th century. It literally means to sparkle. Fast forward a few hundred years and I'm in Tinseltown, UK, also known as Cwmbran, South Wales, at an unlikely looking Christmas grotto. Festive Productions Limited is Britain's only tinsel factory, producing up to 150,000 metres of tinsel a day. They made enough of the stuff in 2012 to wrap once around the earth.
I have so many questions about tinsel. First off, you've got a lot of tinsel here. You've only got a few days left to sell it. No one's going to buy this stuff, mate.
We're actually manufacturing for 2013. So we've actually gone into production ready.
So you're living next Christmas.
We're living
right
next
now.
Christmas, not this Christmas.
So you've got to tell me, how does it work? How do you make tinsel?
We take our shiny material, we pass it through a cutter which shreds the material through into a set of rollers where we add a series of wires and pass it down into the bin. The way I would describe it then, if you think of a candy floss machine,
yeah,
the bin rotating, knits the product together, give us the end result, which is...
It's like weaving a rope. It just spins a rope inside the tub. So could I make my own tinsel?
Certainly.
What kind of colours go well together?
Purples and golds, your red and golds, your red and greens. A lot of darker colours don't work well. Obviously, if you try to mix a black and blue combination together on a Christmas tree, it looks very drab.
So, Jason, I've gone for the most garish colour combinations I can think of. You know what? This is not too bad, is it? That is actually nicer than I thought. Yeah, it's quite tasteful.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Well, I've got enough tinsel now to last me a lifetime, so the question is how to hang it.
I've come to meet Maxine Grucut, a woman who's dedicated the last decade of her life to making our Christmas windows sparkle.
What are your top tips for tinselling?
Try and steer clear of more than 2 colours on your tree. You always start at the back, and then you just sort of these lovely sort of swags that you can get around the base of your tree. Get this lovely effect if you kind of go up and down.
And how much would be too much tinsel?
I would say you wouldn't want more than 3 layers, and you'd want to finish around about this level.
Now, one last question. Should tinsel stay on the tree? What about over the picture frames, the window frames, that kind of thing?
I think you get the best effect when you have it with lights. So wherever you have lights, maybe you put tinsel, and I would say that should always be the tree.
Well, I have to admit to having a few picture frames with tinsel on, but we've got some good swag.
You watch, you can do tinsel overkill, you know. Now, anyway, last time Justin was here, he was talking about the Leveson inquiry. Tonight, against his better judgment, bless him, please welcome Justin Tinsel Roller.
Don't sit down yet. You look fantastic. Give us a little twirl.
We can get rid of the tinsel. But look, we have made these lovely tinsel brooches.
Oh.
Using a very,
nice.
the very fashionable.
There he is.
This is very fashionable gingham.
Yes.
I like the gingham tinsel.
The gingham's
Mr.
really good.
Tinsel.
That's quite Swedish.
This is-
Like a Swedish tree, Jenny.
Absolutely, with the Swedish decorations.
That's a good.
You
Yeah.
can put it on the table if you like.
Yes.
Put it above the picture.
Good. No, that's lovely.
Seriously though, that would look nice.
This is a little creation that I made myself. This is one show tinsel. Look at that. Come on.
Is this exclusive?
And you made this
This
in
is exclusive.
Cwmbran.
This is exclusive. You can't buy this in the shops.
What do you mean you made it?
You actually you choose the
you
colours and
choose
you
what
weave
goes in
them
there.
together. You know, the machine whips them together like candy floss. And you can produce 25 metres every 6 minutes.
This is amazing. I can't wait to
on
get on and
coming.
get swagging.
Keeps on coming.
Justin, you know, What did you find out then? Are we still a nation of tinsel lovers?
Well, listen, we put a crack investigative team on this. Spent 2 days. So, no, I'm not joking.
He's trying to make it
2
serious.
days. 2 days looking at all the Christmas statistics they could find. They reckon we spend $2 billion in total on decorations, but they couldn't break it down into tinsel. So we did we walked around, had a look in the windows. People are still using tinsel. There's still a big market for tinsel out there.
There's a lot of mystery
You want the
surrounding
glitter,
this.
don't you?
Sorry, you want
You
it?
want the glitter.
Yeah, you do.
But I
you
think
do.
the winter
And the
edges,
glitter, and that's the
really.
origins of tinsel.
Yeah.
We looked into the history of tinsel as well, and there's a big mystery. There's a kind of tinsel-shaped hole in the history of Christmas. No, really. Apparently, it was Germany in about the 17th century. They started hanging little bits of glittering metal to reflect the candlelight from the trees that they brought in for the winter. And the speculation, we literally spoke to an expert on 17th century, the 17th century, who said that she imagined that it would have come over then because Britons were very interested in German traditions.
Yeah.
No evidence of it whatsoever. We spoke to the guy who curated an exhibition on the Victorian Christmas at Windsor Castle. He said no tinsel on the tree.
Right.
I'm pleased we did this, Item.
Yeah, no, it's very engaging. We spoke to a guy who's an expert on the 19th century home, and he'd looked at hundreds of Christmas cards, no tinsel on those. So what appears to have happened, the speculation among scholars, more work needs to be done on this, to be honest. Speculation among scholars is that German immigrants to America brought the tradition of hanging this twinkling stuff. Americans made it into what they called icicles around the turn of the last century, and we imported that back in about 1930. So tinsel's actually very new.
And it doesn't come from Tinseltown.
I'd see you were fascinated.
Yeah, well,
by
I'm
this
quite
dissertation.
intrigued, actually, because obviously Mary is an expert at decorating a cake, but what does your Christmas tree look like?
My Christmas tree is a real tree. We have them in the bottom field and cut our own. And it is, I'm afraid, in red and silver. And my tinsel is just silver.
Just the thin strands as well.
Little
You don't-
strands.
But you'd love a bit of this, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I hate it.
Jenny, do you want to take this home, Jenny? Do you want to take this?
No, the tinsel won't go on the tree. It will go on the ledges amongst the cards and mantelpiece and all of that.
But you've got a theme as well, Jenny. We were just talking about that.
Well, it's a Swedish. It's very much because my husband's Swedish, and we celebrate a Swedish Christmas, and we've got all of the straw decorations and they do have little gingham, red and white dresses on and little angels, and all made of straw.
Listen,
Well, that's what the gift from Richie said.
The tip
Have a
is
theme.
gingham for 2013, actually. That's the
There we are.
inside. You know, I'm trying to
That
keep it
is the only concrete fact you've brought with you just now.
fashion forward. Fashion forward.
Well, listen, Tinsel Tours, we'll see you at the same time next year.
No, you
I wouldn't have
with,
All wrapped up.
with more answers. Anyway.